It's late, isn't it? Yep, you're probably listening to this somewhere deep into your shift, when the world is finally quiet, and maybe you feel a little stuck. This whole explainer is about a man who was sitting right where you are. His name was Thomas, and he stumbled onto a simple secret that completely turned his life around. So let's dive in. This one question, this is what haunted Thomas. Every single morning as he walked home past a city that was just starting its day, this question would just eat away at him. It's a question that maybe you've asked yourself a time or two. He felt completely cornered, and he was desperate for any way out. You know, the root of Thomas's problem was that his entire life felt completely out of sync. It was like he was living backwards, and it was draining every last bit of hope and energy he had. This whole cycle might sound familiar. The 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. shift, trying to force yourself to sleep when the sun is blazing outside. A paycheck that just disappears after bills. For Thomas, this meant a tiny apartment and walking around with holes in his shoes. He felt so trapped, realizing that just working harder wasn't going to change a thing. And this was the part that really hurt. He'd look out his window and see families having breakfast, people heading off to their 9-to-5s. He was watching an entire world of opportunity that he was just sleeping through. It's a deep kind of loneliness, that feeling that life is just passing you by. But then a crisis just forced his hand. A moment of pure desperation led to this chance encounter on a 6 a.m. bus ride, an encounter that would finally reveal the secret he'd been looking for. His mother collapsed, so Thomas rushes home on the first bus he can get, just sick with worry. And on that bus, he happens to sit next to a successful local businessman, a man named Mr. Chun, who was also up and working at the crack of dawn. This one single conversation, it changed everything for Thomas. So Mr. Chun shared his secret, what he called the magic hours. It's a really simple but powerful idea. He said that the time between 5 and 7 a.m. is this quiet, totally distraction-free window. It's not for surviving the day, it's for building the day. Building the skills, the body, and the life you actually want to live. Now, this didn't happen overnight. Mr. Chun was smart about it. He didn't tell Thomas, this night guard, to just magically start waking up at 5 a.m. No way. Instead, his first piece of advice was to just shift his sleep. Get home at 6, be in bed by 6:30, and wake up around 11:30. That one little change opened up his afternoons, and it was the first critical step to taking his life back. See, Mr. Chun didn't just give him a nice idea, he gave him a blueprint, a clear, step-by-step 90-day plan to rebuild his entire life from the foundation up. And he used this brilliant analogy. He said, Thomas, your life is like a house that's falling apart because you've never actually worked on the foundation. Those 2 hours in the morning, that's your time to build the foundation. It just makes so much sense when you put it like that, right? And just look at this number. You might think, 2 hours a day? What's that? Well, it adds up to 730 extra hours a year. That's the same as getting 91 extra 8-hour workdays. That's like getting 3 free months of focused, productive time that everybody else is just wasting. The potential is absolutely massive. And the system itself was incredibly simple. The first hour, from 5 to 6, is all about building your skills. You learn something that can directly change your financial situation. For Thomas, it was watching free YouTube videos to learn Excel and accounting. Then, the second hour is for building yourself. 30 minutes of exercise and 30 minutes of reading or planning your day. That's it. Skill and self. But, and this is a big but, it came with 3 strict rules. Rule 1, no negotiation. You wake up at 5 a.m., period. No excuses. Rule 2, you have to protect your sleep, and 9 p.m. bedtime becomes sacred. And rule 3, probably the most important one, you have to push through the pain. Mr. Chun was very blunt about it. He said, the first week is going to be hell. Your body will fight you. Do you not quit? So talk is cheap, right? Thomas didn't just listen to the idea. He actually did it. And the results? Well, the results prove that this blueprint really, really works. Let's look at what happened. Day 1 was just agony. His whole body screamed at him to go back to bed, but he kept thinking about his mother, and he pushed through. Then, around day 21, something incredible happened. He started waking up naturally, right before his alarm. The habit was locking in. And then, on day 87, because he'd used his new Excel skills to fix an inventory problem at the warehouse, he was offered a day shift job in the accounting department. So what did that job offer really mean? This chart says it all. His salary doubled. Doubled. In just 90 days, he went from barely scraping by to actually building a career, all because he decided to own those 2 hours in the morning. A year later, Thomas was the lead accountant. But he never stopped waking up at 5 a.m. He said it best himself. Success isn't some finish line you cross. It's a daily practice. And for him, that practice begins at dawn. Okay, so Thomas's story is amazing. But what does that have to do with you right now in the middle of your shift? Well, everything. His story is now your blueprint. Here's the most important thing to get. The gap between where you are and where you want to be, it's not about talent, it's not about luck, it's not about who you know. Thomas had none of that stuff. It's about what you do with the time that nobody else wants, that quiet, focused time before the world starts yelling for your attention. So here's your challenge, the exact same one Mr. Chun gave Thomas. Just 3 simple steps you can take. Before your shift ends tonight, set one alarm for 5 a.m. and put your phone all the way across the room. Second, decide right now what one skill you're going to start building. And third, commit to protecting that 9 p.m. bedtime. That's it. That's where it all begins. Thomas had nothing but a choice. You have more. You have his roadmap. The future you, the person you actually want to be, is waiting on the other side of that alarm. The only question left is, are you going to hit snooze?